Alright. We are live. HorsePLAY Live, Uncut, episode 111. Today's what? January 28th, 2016. We got a special guest tonight. We'll introduce him after the music. Blue's already saying hi.
Who cares?
Hey, don't hate on my cat. He's part of the crew, yo.
I'm not hating on the cat.
Okay, let me know when you're up on your side, and I'll get the music going. Esgee won't hear it. Oops, I said his name already. Oops.
I got a double feed from you. You hear me?
I know, because I had the
All right, I'm ready. Go.
You are listening to an All Games Radio Network broadcast of allgames.com.
Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and Zombie Cast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
And welcome back, ladies, gents, nerds, geeks, whoever else watches this show. It's HorsePLAY Live. What's up, guys? Obi1X2 here with a, we're going to start out, we're going to do a little bit different. Obi1X2 here with, of course, my man, the one and only YogiZilla, and a guest. Yogi, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Oh, hello. Hello. How are you? You get quiet all of a sudden.
No, not me. He
Bruce.
muted himself.
Oh, yeah. He's probably doing things. He'll be ready. He'll be ready when we're ready to call upon him like a Pokemon.
Right. Anyway. But guys, this is HorsePLAY Live. Today is Thursday, January 28th. It's episode 111, triple ones, episode 111, and it's titled Beyond Graphics, Video Games That Innovate and Impact.
Yes. That's the theme we're tentatively sticking with. Hopefully. I know she's really vocal tonight.
No, I'm with Fifi over there just listening in and everything. I'm using the other headphones, so it just sounds different.
Does it?
But no, it was peaking really, really bad. Like, I had to move the things off my ears totally because they were hurting.
It might be because of the headphones. The headphones may not have a good frequency response.
Probably. Well, no, it peaks pretty much every week.
You never say anything. Why you always wait till the door in the show?
Hey, dude. Hey, I'm gonna say it like it is. Whenever I say it, it is beyond me.
Well.
Now, if I say it too many times, you cry about it and do all this other crap. So, like, I don't want to be too needy.
Blue, come on. Stay in here.
You shit, Yogi.
It's our time.
But welcome, guys. BFT, how you doing, man? Welcome again. Thank you.
There's SG.
Of course, the what?
SG's back.
Yes, I was just going to introduce him. But with us today, our guest, like we said earlier, is the man himself from the R9Cast. And I had to look down, and I actually wrote it down because I just asked him. I was like, dude, I hate to be rude, but which show are you from again? And he's like, oh my God, you're rude. Sorry. But from the R9Cast, Esgee, what's up, man?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
How you doing? How you?
Obi has bad memory.
Yeah. I see that. It's all good, though. It's all good. Sometimes we have a lot of stuff going on, and you sit down, and you're just like, So, I get like that just about every day.
Word. I mean, I tell people honestly, there's only like a handful of shows I listen to on a regular basis, and I can say that full confidence. You know, BT's one of them. R9Cast, pretty much a lot of the shows on all games. But I don't listen to anything like the stuff that everyone else does, like the Seth Rogen experience or whatever. Yeah, I listen every now. The Joe Rogan experience. That's Seth Rogen, a whole different person. Joe Rogan experience. I listen every now and then, but like the mainstream stuff, all the mainstream podcasts say the same things. I like people to provide fresh perspectives, and you know, part of the inspiration for tonight's show is you, SG. That's why I figured you had to be on the show, because you had a rant recently about the direction of the industry, the gaming industry. You're gonna like what we have to talk about, man.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't remember the rant, but yeah.
He's like, so I'm not the only one with memory problems.
No, I'm there with you.
He doesn't plan it. He just speaks from the heart, and then it goes into places, special places. Not the no places, just good places.
What's wrong with the no-no?
I thought you were the no-no place.
No place is a nice place to visit occasionally.
Kind of want to put my Fifi went to bed, and I kind of want to put my other headphones in, but I'm worried about it's gonna jack up all of my sound. So like, I don't want to do it at all.
Oh yeah. You gotta keep it as constant as possible. Morg is in the house. Morgana Freya, what up? But Obi, what do we have tonight on the show?
Guys, tonight on the show, we have news for consoles and PCs alike, plus a few deals for cheap bastards because, you know, the epitome of cheap bastards right here and over there. We'll be revisiting some tech talk, looking at fads, trends, and what needs to change to push the gaming industry and technology forward in the ways it really the ways it really matters. Because they are pushing them right now. We'll talk about it later, but you know, we need to, you know, try to urge them in the direction that they need to go. Because they're not all geniuses. Anyway, we're going to also discuss video games that have impacted us, that what we can learn from them as gamers and game developers alike. So, and I know we're probably going to end up talking about something totally different that I haven't said here, but let's just go with it. So,
word. And I changed the format up on you this week, Obi.
Yeah, you did. You did. But see, I'm supposed to do this whole thing, you know, and then introduce you. But I like introducing you in the beginning because before I introduce you, I do it all the time. I'll be talking to you, but I haven't introduced you. Like, I haven't brought you into the show yet. And it's like, I'll just get you in right in the beginning. So,
yeah, I feel you.
Right. But we do want to say what's up to all our, you know, everybody that's either listening to the podcast, listening on all games. Hey, if you're here and you hear me, I'm gonna test you guys next week with that. Whoever can come back and tell me exactly what time it was, and we're not with the clock. See who's there next week, and that is gonna say, hey, what's up, guys, on all games. But And then, of course, chat and everybody that just loves us. We really appreciate it.
Word.
So, Yogi, what have you been up to, man?
Well, I wanted to say at the top of the show that I still got that copy of Dungeon of the Endless, the game I keep talking about. I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to put a little earworm up in your head. And whoever wants that copy, like whoever looks at it and finds it interesting and will want to play with me,
all right,
it's yours.
Let me look at it again.
Just hit me up.
Hold on. No, you guys can fuck off. I want to see this for a second. Let me look at it. Let me look at it again. And if that's the case, I'll give you a copy. We'll do a copy of Rocket League. At some random point in this weekend, we're gonna just give away a copy of Rocket League. The one thing I need you guys to do is watch Geeky Antics Twitter. Okay, watch the Twitters from Geeky Antics and myself, and of course Yogi, if he retweets it. But watch the Twitters from there, guys. We're just gonna give a copy away to the gang. Got to be a part of the gang too. There you go. But I'll look at this and you can.
Good incentive.
That's you got to join the gang, and whoever I pick or whoever gets it is going to be, we'll give you fine rules and stuff, and I'll hash them out by the end of the show and let you guys know again. But whoever's going to get it, just sometime this weekend, I'll give a copy of it away. But I want to see that game first. Don't Dungeon
of the Endless.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and talk for a few minutes so I can actually look at this stupid game.
You're going to analyze it a little bit?
I am, just because, man, do I really want it?
I mean, like I keep saying, I keep kind of sounding off on it. I'm kind of like a ambassador for the game. But it is...
Is that what you are?
It is an acquired taste. I could be honest with myself and realize that it's not going to be everybody's kind of game. That said, it's super fun. I mean, it's just a unique.
I mean, it would be one of those games to where we all right, guys, gang night, let's play Dungeon of the Endless, and then go through as a big group. But if you want to play it and go through it, me and you or something like that, let's do it. Yeah. Can I use a controller?
I think it has. Not really. It's better with keyboard and mouse, to be honest.
Okay.
Because it's more, in terms of the controls, it's more of a RTS in that aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll play it. I'm watching a few of these, and it's a side-scrolling dungeon game, especially if we can get in with actual other people, like Full Metal Rampage. Or Full Mojo Rampage when we played that. And I still play that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have up to 4 players in it. In Dungeon of the Endless. So there's a lot of game there, and there's a lot of looting. You can unlock characters, level them up.
Okay, send it to me and I'll start downloading it and we'll play it after the stream tonight.
I'll let you sleep on it first.
No, I'll play it.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
If I give it to you and you don't play it, I'm gonna fart in your general direction.
Well, and I mean, and like I said, this weekend, you pick out a tweet or whatever, and we'll give it to that person, and you can give that away somehow or
Rocket League?
figure out. Yeah, I still got a copy of that.
Word.
I'll give that up this weekend.
SG, what you been up to? Trying to hide. I see you.
I'm just chilling over here. Y'all talking
sexy ass voice, I tell you that.
Hey man, I'm just chilling over here.
It makes me all jump inside.
I don't play PC games that much because I use my PC to make it a beats, and then I go and play on the console. Sorry.
So I heard SG is looking to get into the PC gaming because he thinks that's the future.
It is.
It is
kinda.
the future, dude.
Well, it's it's the now and the future, but yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. You make beats?
Yeah, I do that.
We might have to talk.
Yeah, I got some stuff to pimp, but that's later.
All right, I'm gonna recap for everybody that's been listening along the whole time and paying attention to the show. SG has composed music on a game that we've been pimping out called Fire with Fire. He made the whole OST on there. He also made his own original compositions on his show R9Cast. He's got some stuff up on the YouTube, some songs, and you even do some video editing too, right?
Yeah, I shoot and edit and all that stuff, photography, everything.
Dude, and he draws.
Yeah, I could do that too.
He does the draw streams on Twitch.
That's where it started.
Yogi, I don't like you. You want to do you want to be my friend?
Of course, we're all friends here. Come on.
It's funny though, because when I went to your YouTube channel the first time we first met, way back when, it was with Reservoir 9, and I looked at it and it had nothing to do with video games or anything. I was like, what is this? It was like one video was like it was like a montage of sad dogs walking through the street, and then another one was like wedding photos, like wedding video with like sad music in the back. I'm like, man, all these videos are sad. I see a theme here. So you specialize in emo videos?
Yeah, well, people having weddings and walking their dogs. It's all emotions, I guess. I don't know.
All the feels.
Weddings and walking dogs is emotional.
Yes, exactly. That's the epitome.
I'm sorry, when I walk my dog, I do not cry. When I'm at weddings, I do not get emotional either. So, like, it's totally wrong.
Well, not you, but the people who are paying for it. Of course, they're sad. I have money.
Oh, okay.
Obi was stoic during his wedding. He was neither sad nor happy. He was like, "Cool, I'm married."
What the fuck am I doing? What the hell am I doing? Run while I still can. Oh shit! You got a kid. Can't do that. I'm just kidding. Love you, baby.
So we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through the spiel, Obi. Let's do the spiel.
The spiel?
The spiel.
Yeah, the spiel.
By
the way, guys, if you're new to the show, welcome to our silly party.
Woo.
Really. Horseplay Live is where geeks come to play, and we get in trouble. I'm not going to say what we do all the time. We just do it, yeah. But anyway, we're the flagship talk radio show for Geeky Antics Network in collaboration with AllGames.com. Our show covers the aspect of geek culture with a special focus on indie and strategy games, technologies, rants, issues that geeks face, and of course the community events we try to put on or be a part of ourselves. Did I mention we rant all the time? Like in the show notes, you guys, and I've said it before, if you were to read this and look at what the words are, the rants are underlined. Like, we rant. Yes. And sometimes they get fun. Sometimes we get lost. That's all I can say. Sometimes we even talk about tabletop and retro gaming, and all the time food.
Food is good.
Yes. I don't know why we talk about food, but we just do. I mean, what goes better with gaming than food? Duh.
Yeah, I searched some podcast directories, and some people submitted us under the culinary category. I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Thanks, bro.
We thank BFT for the bag of burgers.
Cooking crap with Yobi.
With Yobi, yes. We're no longer two separate people. We're one entity. Shared
yes,
consciousness. We're the hive mind of podcasts.
Yes. It's Yobi or Ogie. I think it's Yobi is better.
Yobi or Ogie, yeah.
Yeah,
Yobi. Yeah, Yobi sounds better.
Which one do you like better, SG?
Yo bogey.
Yo bogey?
Yeah, bogey?
Yeah, let's put them both together.
So yeah, BFT, he had burgers earlier with fires. He's eating his burgers with fires. That sounds dangerous. Now he's
I know
enjoying
you could
being-
probably like burn your throat or something. I
He's
mean,
just-
really?
He just Chernobyls them a little bit, gives them that. He's like, oh, they're Cajun, so you gotta blacken them a little bit.
He does the pelican thing and puts it all in his mouth and just shakes it down.
Dude, that would be convenient. Like, be like a
Dude,
hamster
I was
or a
watching.
pelican.
I was watching the video, and you could probably see it. I was watching the videos on Geeky Antics, and I was watching a video of a pelican trying to eat a dove, or a bird, and it was trying to get it down, and it would go halfway down, and the bird would freaking freak out, and it would come back up, and
A lot of porn
Damn.
videos start that way.
I know.
SG, you know we're a late night show, so we get a little raunchy. I hope your wife will forgive us.
Oh, really? That's why Bridget is not here.
Well, if
She would get-
she was here, we'd tone it down a lot.
No, we wouldn't.
She would leave. She'd just leave. She'd like, okay, I can't, you guys. Oh, I'm good night. I'm like, okay, bye, see you later.
Aww.
Anyway.
I love Baguette. Baguette's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you told me if we're a late night show, I can act however I want. If I gotta settle down just for no offense, a chick, come on.
How dare you?
Is she even a gamer?
That's a good. That was funny. She's a gamer and her Bridget same sentence. Nah.
Exactly. So why do I gotta be nice? I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
exactly. I mean, I kind of have to be kind of.
Yeah, you gotta sleep next to her.
I signed paperwork.
You'll wind
or
up with a
something.
fucking Lena Bobbitt episode.
Nah, move. Don't say that. That's bad. Don't oof.
Ooh.
She did. I said this on our show, and I always tease her about it. But she did have one of those wake up from a nightmare dream and attack me episode. You ever had that happen to you guys?
Yeah.
That happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ninja.
I've been on the giving end of that.
Ah. Well, I received it. It wasn't fun.
Not married to her anymore.
Ah.
Wow.
Well, that's different. What? Oh, so you're saying I could have gotten out at that point?
Yes.
Gosh darn it. Oh well.
But, like my grandmother always says, men are just dumb. They just don't know it yet.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I think that
It
applies
does.
to everybody, though.
It does make sense.
Most people that are dumb just assume that everyone else around them is dumb. So, folks, we are live and uncut.
Does that mean I'm going to be smart if I think you're smart?
Sure, we'll go with that.
That ain't going to happen.
We're a late night show. We are primarily gaming, but we talk about all aspects of geek culture. I don't know if we drove that home yet. But, since we're a late night show, we just let it flow. We let our guests do what they want. Sometimes they come out on the show with no pants on. That's cool, too. Maybe not show that on video because Twitch. But great things may happen. They will happen. We may say something offensive. We don't mean to offend. We're just having fun. But keep an open mind and have fun. Have fun with us.
And
Party
if we
with
do
us.
if we do offend you, just get the fuck over it. Sorry. And
Oh.
BFT, fuck 2K15. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Me and Fatal, we actually tried. Hey, Deckard, what's up? We actually tried to get on there and play online. It is so freaking laggy. I mean, if you want to play it solo player, the story mode's pretty good. It's a little short, but if you're gonna do that, just save your money for 2K16.
$12.49 is a
Get
good
that
price, though. How much is 2K16 going for? WWE? 40? At 20, I pull the trigger. At 40, I'm like, That's just me. I'm cheap at
But
it.
see, this is a game that myself and Fatal are gonna get to where we can actually play and it be in the background of the podcast. So then we're
cool.
technically talking about video games, right?
Yeah, definitely. I see what you're doing there. A lot of people doing that, rolling video game footage in the background while they just talk about random stuff. That works. Loophole. It's a loophole right there. Anywho, that was my spiel. But Obi, why don't you tell folks where they could usually catch us?
Going straight to... Oh, wait.
What?
That's not the right way.
Not like that.
Guys, don't forget Horseplay Live replay is, of course, on Thursdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific, on Twitch channels Geeky Antics and YogiZilla. Horseplay, and well, that's the live. Actually, that's the live show. My bad. Horseplay Live show is at 11 p.m., 8 p.m. Pacific on Geeky Antics and YogiZilla.
Hey,
the replay.
Hey, Obi, glad to have you on the show, man.
Shut up. The replay is available earlier in the day, about 5 p.m. on allgames.com. And you know what? I do have one now. You just gave me one.
I just gave you a
you know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears?
People that are impatient as fuck. Really? This has to do with the road thing too. I've been watching a lot of videos and stuff like that with like road rage and seeing what people do and not purposely pissing people off, but going 45 and a 50 or, you know, being safe because it's snowing outside. I mean, I don't want to slip on ice, right? Well, pissing them off to the point where they have such bad road rage to where they want to follow me into the gas station. And meanwhile, my right hand is in my pocket with my, my knife, not knowing that if they come up behind me, I'm probably going to tickle the sumbitch. Impatience. Guys, girls, whoever else is listening, grandma, patience is a virtue. You all need to learn it, including you, YogiZilla.
Why am I impatient?
That's what grinds my gears.
Okay. How do you even respond to that? I don't even know.
Well, I kind of
you waved the freaking crocodile
knife
Dundee,
in your.
The freaking crocodile Dundee over there. You call
It's
that
not,
a knife?
It's not a crocodile Dundee. It's a freaking fold knife. Come on. It just happens to have a.
I just saw the tip.
It just happens to have a glass breaker on the end. I call it a knothead. You can put that in somebody's head.
Mm-hmm.
Put a big hole. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, that's dangerous.
Hey,
that's
don't
dangerous
fucking
stuff.
come up on me. Anybody sees me in the parking lot and you recognize me, don't run up on me. Yell from the opposite side of the parking lot. Hey, Obi, can I come over? Yeah, then I'll say something to you. But don't come running up on me like that. What?
I just realized.
No.
Your last few Obi on the podies have all been
traffic related.
Driving related, yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
I take it that, like me, you hate the road because people are idiots.
Oh, I love driving, dude. Just to see how many people I can piss off, dude.
I hate it because people are idiots, you know? It would be great if people weren't idiots, but, like, there's always that one person that has terrible time management skills. They should give themselves, half hour to 45 minutes to get to work, but they're trying to get there in 10. And then, of course, that's a bad plan.
Well, it's not seeing because... I mean, I'm going to push it eventually one day and I'm going to get shot, but it's not trying to just really piss these people off, but let's just it's like do old people things. Everything that I'm doing, like I said, going 40, 45 and a 50. I'm not breaking the law. You have a fluctuation of 15 miles an hour under, of the speed limit. Otherwise you're going too slow. So if it's a 50 mile an hour, I can go 35 miles an hour and not get in trouble.
Yeah. You just can't win.
And people are just impatient as fuck. It's funny. And I enjoy it. I know when they come up on me, like, you stupid motherfucker. Dude, it's icy. A lot of them just, I don't yell back. Well, sometimes I do. That's a different topic.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. So you ready to jump into it? You ready, Obi?
Sure.
Do your thing.
I'm perfectly ready. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You sure?
I'm Batman.
Are you sure you're ready?
I am totally ready.
Ready?
I'm ready. See the fist? I'm ready.
Oh, sorry.
The fist is in ready position.
And now, time for the obligatory news and rants.
Ding!
Division Beta, guys, is out.
And
That's
it's
a good
early.
idea.
And it's early on Xbox One. Don't
Yeah.
hate. Don't hate.
Xbox One.
Don't
But-
hate.
You know what? Oh my God. I'm gonna save up money that my wife doesn't know about, and I'm buying a fucking Xbox One. I'm tired of being out of the loop.
Yay! I'm clapping for those that can't see the video. Yay!
Just kidding.
So yeah, and the for everyone else, the beta opens up on the 29th, January 29th.
Actually, I'm waiting for somebody to say, "God damn it, Obi, here," and just get me one. That's happened before a lot.
Someone might barter and like trade you the Xbox One for something. Maybe you can have another child and trade him your child for the Xbox One. That's a good trade. Obi's like, no. So anyway, for those that care about sales numbers, the latest NPDs came out. SG, why don't you share your thoughts on the latest NPDs? Because am I correct in thinking that you think NPDs are overrated and people put too much stock in them?
Well, yeah, because they don't cover everything, and the landscape is changing. So everybody's buying digital. A lot of people are buying digital. I am still an old school guy. I like to buy my cartridges.
Yeah.
And such. So I like the physical copy. So what is it? They don't count Walmart, or did they do count Walmart? I don't even remember anymore what NBD engulfs as far as what their numbers show. But yeah, it doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's part of it does show a trend, but it doesn't give you the true numbers. So they say it sold this and that and the third, but it's actually not really that. So yeah.
And it doesn't even give you the full story because, people are stuck on the part that PS4 outsold the Xbox One 2-1. And all those, the Sony fanboys are masturbating to it, like, oh yeah, take that. It's like, that's good for you. But the attachment rates for Xbox were stronger. So no one's buying games for the system.
Yeah.
Okay, Obi wants to chime in.
Time out. The only reason PS4 outsold Xbox 2-1 is because competitive MLG esports went to PS4. That's the only freaking reason. Next year, when actually MLG comes back to Xbox One, which it's coming. I'm sorry for all you PS4 fanboys. It's coming back to Xbox. You'll see over the next couple of years, Xbox Ones would be sold or bought more than PS4s.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's gonna. Yeah, I think Xbox is gonna catch up because it's like a.
And you got to think about it. Every pro player and every pro team bought a PS4.
Right. Exactly.
Because that's what they do, and they bought like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. The market is.
So I mean. Yeah. Sorry, I cut people off all the time.
No, me too. We cut each other off. We compliment the cutting.
This is a Puerto Rican podcast. Everybody's getting cut. I can see that I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there you go. But BFT says not happening because 3 words Street Fighter 5. That's a kind of a niche thing. That's not like But here's the thing. Regardless of what side of the console wars you're on, everybody's happy with their personal choice. I don't think anybody's gonna really be converted at this point. But it's a great time to be a gamer. Both the Xbox One and the PS4 sold, 46% better than their last gen counterparts in the first 26 months since release.
Yep.
That's a good stat. So it's stronger because 360 and PS3 both took time to really hit their stride. So I mean, hell.
Well, and I think too, just having the extra time, if you go as long as it took for the 360 and PS3 to take off, if you give that the PS4 and the Xbox One that time, dude, the sales are going to be through the roof. And like I said, I think they're going to be about even.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason, again, it's the it's pro players, dude. They're going where the money's at, so
well,
they're going to get the systems.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also still, I think the PS4 is in more markets, especially in Europe. So that, yeah, and they are more popular over there too. So I give them that. But it's just it's fanboyism, and it's kind of funny. And the whole Street Fighter 5 console exclusive is it's all right, but I mean, is that going to affect the actual quality of the game in any way? Or because they've been mess ups on the exclusivity front when it comes to certain games. It's like, oh, it's an exclusive. Then it's like, oh, it's broken. Why is it broken? I don't know. Because
I think I understand the exclusive rights, and it's up to the developer. Hey, I want this to be exclusive to PS4, or hey, I want this to be exclusive to Microsoft and PC. Fuck PS4 or whatever, because of what Microsoft and PC is doing together to, combine games and let the people play games together that are on different consoles or different, not even or console PC.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they can actually figure out what they're gonna do, so then I can decide what I want to buy.
Yeah, I mean that's where the PC is a safe bet, because unless it's a console exclusive, as far as like I was gonna say Halo, but that's probably gonna eventually be ported over to PC. But like something like Sunset Overdrive, even that could be ported over to PC. But there's no reason not to have a PC over the consoles, unless you're like, oh, I want to play Uncharted because that's never coming to PC or something like that. But I think PC is a good bet. And like you said, Obi, the cross play between console and PC is something that Microsoft is going in on with Windows 10 and all that stuff, and DirectX 12 or whatever.
And that's why PS4 got so many exclusives.
Right,
is because they're not doing that. I mean, Microsoft, instead of and I think they dropped the ball, because whatever I had liked Xbox to have more exclusive games, hell yes. But to do what they're doing, to where if Yogi gets on a particular game, I can join him. Like, they'll have to figure out some kind of friends list type thing to where it's like it would be, they might have to get a Steam app or something to that effect. But I can play with him even though he's on Xbox One and I'm on PC.
Yeah.
I think Rocket League, I play with PS4 players all the time.
Yeah.
Like I have friends that they're PS4 players.
Yeah, I think
it's great.
They probably will implement well, I know the Xbox app on PC has some cross functionality with the Xbox One, but I'm not too sure if you can use that. Well, they would have to do some voice chat over both or something. Yeah, they can work.
Well,
they're Microsoft, they can do that.
It'd have to be something like Rocket League, what Rocket League is with PS4 and PC. Because I hear people that are running PS4, I hear their voices all the time.
Yeah,
I can control mine a little bit better because of my mic and everything.
Yeah, well,
a lot of them don't even know that there's a speaking system on there.
Right, but that's on the actual game itself. It's not part of the back end on the system. That's why it works, probably. I think that's how that works. But yeah, but I will disagree about the exclusives, because I think that Microsoft has more. Well, 2015 they definitely had more.
Yeah.
Because Sony had, what, 2 or well, not counting the indie games, really.
Yeah, those are on PC too, anyway.
Yeah, they usually originate from on PC, and then they just port them over. But they had the Bloodborne, right?
Yep.
And I don't know what else. Really, I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe chat knows. I don't know.
Honestly, for me personally, it's not as jab at Sony, but there's nothing that interests me as far as exclusives go on PS4.
Yeah.
You know, and I noticed, and I always say this, to me, Sony platforms have always catered more towards antisocial gamers or single player people. No,
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Most of my friends that play on PS4, they play by themselves. They don't like multiplayer, or they play multiplayer very, very seldomly, you know? That's their
Well,
market. And
I can say though, there's one of our friends that we have that he's awesome as hell in what he does.
Pork
And
chop.
he's going, yeah. He plays on a PS4 though.
Yeah.
And that's all he plays is multiplayer games.
He's one of the exceptions. He's probably one of the few people I can think of that when he talks about what's hot on PlayStation 4, he's talking about multiplayer games, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one
He's
thing
not talking
I
about
would
that
say...
dungeon crawler that nobody else wants to play, but...
Stop it. No, you know, here's the thing. I will give Sony credit here. Where Microsoft has dropped the ball is that they haven't made it easy enough for the developers, especially the indie developers. They were doing the ID at Xbox thing. They kind of abandoned that. I think they formally shut it down, which was a stupid move. They should have kept the Xbox Live Arcade thing going, because I know that the whole philosophy is games are games, but it was a whole different kind of ecosystem, and it was nice. You know,
Wait,
Weren't they at some point doing the arcade to where you could go 360 to Xbox One? Like you could do it inter Xbox or whatever?
well, they got the backwards compatibility, but you know, think Xbox Live Arcade as we know it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And
Yeah, that was more of a naming, branding thing.
it's not just branding though; it's usability, because it was like kind of an easier way to find stuff. Like if you wanted a game that wasn't gonna like demand lots of your time, you go to Xbox Live Arcade. You know, those games that were a little more simple. They had the arcade kind of feel to them.
Yeah.
You know,
I
pick
think
up and play kind of stuff.
I think what they tried to do though, they tried to accommodate or for like the indie developers, because I think the indie developers felt a little bit like redheaded stepchilds. No offense to redheaded stepchild children out there, but you know, like it would be like, oh, we have a AAA game here, and then we get the little indie games over here that are like, you know, little nothing games. And I think some indie developers or smaller developers were kind of like, well, you know, we're not getting the shine that all these other games are getting. So they tried to blur the lines and just say, like you said, games are games. But that didn't work. And games are games, of course, but indie games are still going to be considered indie games. Some are excellent and good, and they may be only 6 hours, but it's still worth playing.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, the whole branding messaging thing for Microsoft this generation has been a cluster F. Bridget got me not cursing.
That's all right, man.
And
You want me to say it for you?
yes, please.
A clusterfuck.
Yeah. Living vicariously through OB. Thank you. But yeah, I mean,
No problem, bro.
like I was telling Yogi before we started, I played Oxenfree, and it's an indie game, no question, but it's a game that I can't talk about without spoiling, and it's a great game, and I think everyone who can play it should play it, because it's about 6 hours or so, and it's just like one of those games where it's like, you know, you can play Call of Duty or Madden or Halo or whatever, Forza, whatever you want to play, and play them all year long, and play them and be addicted, and play Destiny and get all your guns and your shaders and stuff. But there are games out there that are just experiences, and that's what a lot of the indie games are, experiences like Gone Home or Tacoma or whatever. And that's where the value lies in those smaller projects.
Yeah.
And I think they need. I think that Microsoft and Sony need to spotlight them more effectively.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Microsoft needs to really make it easier, get rid of some of the barriers, because I hear from a lot of developers that there's a lot of friction, a lot of limitations. Like Microsoft right now is kind of like the demanding girlfriend that doesn't want anything before her. So if anything's getting if you feel like anything's getting more attention than her, like football, like, oh, you gave me that football game more attention than me. It's like, well, now I'm not gonna give you anything because you gave that football game more attention than me. That's what Microsoft acting. It's really spoiled. And it's like, no, just more content is good. Make it easier. Get rid of the friction from the process. That's one thing that does bother me. But we gotta move on. We gotta make it through this news, and we got some big discussions to talk about.
Yeah.
But so some new features coming to the Xbox One. The biggest one that stood out for me was gifting. You can gift people Microsoft monies, because they're not points anymore. Microsoft funds, whatever. You can give people money for their Xbox Live so they can buy stuff on the marketplace. So that's cool. They've been retooling Xbox Rewards, which has actually got me really excited because Xbox Rewards was a little skimpy. Now there's a lot more perks and opportunities to earn rewards points. And they have a thing called My Community where they give you recommendations and highlight different members in the community. It's really cool. It's like a nice community hub. And it's pretty on point when it gives you recommendations. Because for me, it recommended Star Wars Battlefront, which I already own. It's kind of funny. The Martian and Doctor Who Series 9. I'm like, that's pretty spot on. That's right up my alley. All that stuff. We have some deals here, so let's jump right in. If you've been tracking Humble Bundle, the Firaxis Humble Bundle is still up. It's got about 5 days as of now. If you're listening live, you're watching live, and it's got XCOM. It's got the expansion for XCOM, Civ, Beyond Earth, and a bunch more stuff in there. And, you support Humble Bundle, you also get to support, donate to charity in the process. It's a win-win scenario. They're also adding new games, more games to the bundle. So if you bought it already, you get more stuff added. Or if you're buying it now, you get the extra games. Either way, you get them. They got the XCOM Classic Complete Pack and Sid Meier's Starships in there. So if you like Sid Meier's XCOM, just any like the major Firaxis releases, jump on it. $15 or more, can't go wrong. You can choose on how much you want to pay for it. Amazon Prime, people may not notice, but now you get 20% off video game pre-orders with Amazon Prime. It's another benefit to being an Amazon Prime subscriber. So now Best Buy's Gamer Club Unlocked is kind of a moot point. Like, if you already have Amazon Prime, why would you pay $30 for Best Buy Gamer Club Unlocked? I don't know, it's me. Unless you really like the retail experience. Me, I like the online. I'm kind of a curmudgeon. I just want to click and be done with it. I don't want to go on lines. I don't want to talk to people. Boo. And with Prime, you get the best price guarantee. So if they have a price dip or any savings with Prime after you make the purchase, after you place the order, you get that price honored. So that's pretty dope. GOG.com, it's got Evil Land 2, 60% off. It's $9.99. Starbound is 33% off at $10.09. And if you're feeling nostalgic, I would recommend Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Game of the Year Edition. It's a great game that crashes a lot on any computer, apparently. $20, DRM free, or $19.99 to be specific. On Steam, you got I Am Bread at around $5. I think it's like 4 and change. And I just got an email from the publisher on this one. They're really promoting the hell out of this. I'm on their PR list, and this let me know that they have. This is a Stardock Entertainment. They have Ashes of the Singularity on sale, 50% off if you buy a 4-pack. It's a pretty good deal. This game looks amazing. It's like StarCraft on steroids. It looks beautiful. If you like real-time strategies, definitely check it out. I need to jump on it myself. But yeah, that's it. We usually do shout-outs at this point, but I think we're going to just jump ahead. I know we have a lot to talk about. Do you guys want to say any quick shout-outs? Like really quick shout-outs before we move on? SG? Obi?
I like mustard.
Mustard is good. I like spicy brown mustard. Or coarse brown mustard.
Puppies are cute.
Cuter than cats?
Yes.
Damn. Guys, I'm outnumbered. Can we get a cat lover in the chat, on the call? Get him on the podcast. Let's go.
Okay, moving on.
Well, quick shout out to Horrible Gamers. They're now part of the All Games family. Sean Imes and Jesus Walks a Lot. So good to have him there. I forget what the third co-host is. I forget his name. Damn, I'm bad. But I got 2 out of 3. That's good.
Wow.
Tangent Bound Network, when I shout them out. This podcast called R9Cast got this crazy cat named Esgee on it. Just definitely check that out. Unified Combat League and our other sponsors. Make sure you check them out. GeekyAnswers.net for their sponsors. Moving on. You guys ready for some?
Quickie.
Obi was ready for that. Damn.
I was waiting for you, dude.
Damn it. So, this quickie is called Future Gaming Tech and Bleeding Anuses. Why is it called Bleeding Anuses? Because
yeah, I'd like to know.
Because people get butthurt about technology. It's like, you gotta have this, you gotta have the P's, you gotta have the resolution, you gotta have the 4K and the V-Sync and the G-Sync and the bobbity boo. It's like, and that's one thing that makes PC gaming less appealing, is it's so elitist and not accessible by any means. You know, so when SG recently got a rant about how technology and video games kind of right now have come down to gimmicks and cash grabs, especially with the whole VR stuff and 4K. I agree. We're still catching up at the 1080p on the consoles, and they're talking about 4K already. Stop it. Let's catch up first and get and I work out all the kinks before we start talking about all these new K's and P's.
K's and P's.
K's and P's. So we're gonna mention a few of the things, some of the trends going on, the paradigm shift, kind of the problem here, and what we'd like to see. And we'll try to go through it as quick as possible. These are hot button topics, so it's gonna be tough. So all right, so the 4K hype train. You know, right now this is a format that I would say is purely for penis comparisons. That's all it is. You got a 4K TV, it's just you're whipping it out, putting it on the table. Yay or nay? Can I get an amen?
Flop.
I will admit that they are pretty, but there's nothing to watch. There's nothing. There's very little to watch on those things.
Yeah,
they're pretty.
Yeah, without content, what's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, the consoles are barely pulling off 1080p now. This generation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even considering consoles. Just if you get a 4K TV, like how many Blu-rays are going to buy are 4K?
Yeah.
Where's the 4K section in Amazon or Best Buy? You know, where do I get those? Yeah. I don't know.
Dude, you know what it reminds me of?
Dish, not one.
It reminds me of mini disc. Remember mini disc?
Yeah. Who made mini disc?
A company that rhymes with Pony, I believe.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah, I don't know.
They've had a few strikeouts when it comes to media.
Blu-ray was the first time they hit it. They failed.
Well, yeah, that's a whole. Yeah.
Well, the whole Betamax debate, is that what you're getting? Yeah.
Blu-ray is Blu-ray took a while. They're there now, but Blu-ray took a while to catch up to where it needed to be.
Well, yeah, all the bonus content and interactive features, though. Notice how they disappeared.
Yeah, they did, and I'm glad. Oof, I bought like Ant-Man or whatever. I put it in, I was like, wow, there's like actually deleted scenes and all the stuff is on the disc. Yay. No more BD Live crap. I was so happy.
But, oh, boy. So, yeah, 4K, you know, hey, look, no offense to anyone that's investing in 4K. There's got to be early adopters to move things forward. But if you're budget-minded, wait it out.
Yeah.
Don't let these companies get rich off of our stupidity and desperation. Because that makes it hard for everyone else.
Stupid.
Stupid.
I'm saying. Now
you said our stupidity. You say your own, man.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not stupid, bro.
Well, here's the other thing. Virtual reality. Everybody's freaking going crazy about this, and I'm like, meh. I like the conversation people are having about it. It's a good conversation piece, but that's about it. Now, augmented reality. Now that's something with AR. That's a place where they could actually innovate on the game mechanics and actually create new experiences, not just gimmicks.
All you got to do, there's an easier way of doing it. All you got to do is just go get really, really fucked up and play video games. It's alternate reality.
That's true. Cheap way to do it.
That's redneck alternate reality right there. Just get really fucked up because you're gonna do it anyway. Just play video games afterwards.
Rawr.
It's more cost effective. Now, here's our prediction. Oh yeah, I want to shout out Chief Tonto 34. He's a streamer. I recently connected with the gang, joined our community here at Geeky Antics, and we'll probably be collaborating soon.
How?
How?
How you be doing?
BFT is like, I just want holodeck. Someday it will happen. That would be cool.
Man, does anybody play 2K16 NBA on PC?
I don't know, but I do like the 2K games. They're better than live. Live just, I don't know.
I'm looking at the 2K, the sales. And the NBA, it's dropped down from 60 to 35.
That's a pretty good price.
A really good price for 2K16.
Yeah. Damn good price. All right.
I just don't know if I could play it. I mean, I probably could and just do like a season and I could stream it and everything. But
the 2K5,
I do remember 2K5 NFL. Awesome.
Yeah, the 2K sports games have just they're way better than the EA stuff now. It's sad, but back to what we're talking about here. So
anyway.
we're talking. People are saying that 4K is pretty much here, and I think in 5 years maybe we'll see 4K finally really being rolled out and the Ultra HD quote unquote standardized.
Yeah.
But more realistically, I think in 5 to 6 years we're gonna finally see the baseline 1080p 60 frames per second. That's kind of what you were saying, right, Esgee? That we're probably gonna be there, like nice comfortable spot, maybe 1440. Though, to be fair, 1440 is just the aspect ratio. It's still 1080p in terms of like pixel depth. It's still effectively the same thing. It's just stretching it out usually.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the same thing with 4K if it's not 4K source. But the it's 4K is going to be the next you remember when HD first hit, it was 720p 1080i. Yep. Now, right around now, it's 1080p. As far as video games, 1080p 60 frames per second. So what I think what I said was the next generation minimum is going to be 1080p 60 frames per second. Past that, maybe they'll do like a 2K thing where it's 1440 by what is that? 1440 by 900, right, or something? I forget what it is. Or maybe they'll do a wider 21 by 9 or something. I don't really know. As far as display, I think the TV market will kind of dictate the resolution formats. So say if 21 by 9 jumps off and everybody's like, yo, 21, I got me a 21 by 9 curved flippy flabby TV, and everybody's getting it, and that's the jump off. Everybody gets the 21 by 9 video game. The makers, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they're gonna be like, well, everybody has this TV. We kind of have to conform to what the standard is becoming. So I doubt that'll happen next gen, but maybe 2 generations from now.
Yeah.
I
don't know what it's gonna look like, but yeah, I think it'll be that, and the ability to go back to 16 by 9, or just the ability to go from 60 by 9 to 21 by 9, or whatever else they come up with. So I think it'll be more flexible as far as the future goes, because you got more power and stuff. So it'll be very interesting. But
yeah, I just find it funny because like the paradigm shift in the gaming industry, at least, it used to be that the software developers used to push the hardware market. The software developers would find ways to get the most out of every platform until they finally hit a wall and they said, this is the most we could do with this hardware. And then the hardware would come after. Now we got hardware that's being underutilized, and the software developers that are kind of like, dee-dee-dee. I think that's the problem, is that I want to see more innovation in the software and the tech outside of just graphics. Because really, I'm not I'm not inspired or excited to see, the next announcement. I don't know, a decade from now, URHD, ultra realistic high definition. That's gonna be the thing. It's gonna be like, oh look, you can see this guy's chest hairs, and each chest hair has individual physics engines controlling the chest hair, and there's beads of sweat. Who gives a shit? Like, how are you making the games more immersive and fun? What happened to fun?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. What's that? That's the thing that I agree with you, because like Shadow of Mordor, right? They introduced a new. I say this all the time. They introduced a new mechanic, which is the Nemesis system or whatever, and that wasn't. I don't know if that was in any game before. Maybe it was in a PC game or something, but I had no idea what this was, and I experienced it in this game, and I was like, this is kind of something starting right here. This is something new that isn't prevalent in any other open world game that I've ever played, and it did take the power of the new consoles to pull it off, because they couldn't do it on the old consoles. But something like that improves the not the playability, but the experience for us gamers. So that being said, graphics are important, of course. You're gonna look at it and say, "Oh, it's pretty." That's the first thing you see is the graphics. Oh yeah, but once that luster fades off and you get a little dust on your car, it's like, oh, it's not that pretty anymore. I think I need to wash it. Then you look for other stuff, and I think that's one of the weaknesses that the PS4 has, is that it is reliant on its brute force power and graphics, and nothing else. Like, they don't really have like the back or the infrastructure or the backbone, like the cloud. Well, I hate saying the cloud, but the Azure network that Microsoft has. I don't know if that's going to actually work the way that they say it does. We'll see if Crackdown 3 happens the way that they want it to happen. If that works with all that calculated cloud destruction and stuff, then that's more interesting to me, because it's like they're trying something new that utilizes streaming data. PS Now, it's like, oh, we're streaming games. It's like, I don't want to play PS3 games streaming. Come on, son, I'll just buy a PS3. Use that technology that you have for giving us more, giving us something new, and just better experiences. Not better graphics.
Preach it.
Yeah, I mean, better.
It's funny you mentioned the Nemesis system, because that's one of the things we're gonna bring up in our next segment.
Ooh.
So we're on the same wavelength here, SG. That's why I had to get you on here, because when you were talking the last two shows, I was like, all right, we need to get him on the soapbox.
Yeah, he wanted to give me a break too, because he's like, yeah, Obi's not gonna make this fun at all, so I'm gonna bring somebody else on. So thank you, bro.
No problem.
Obi. Obi's already checking out.
I'm just here to introduce and outro the show. That's all I'm
doing. But Obi, like, half of your face is on the camera, and like you're really trying to like go down an elevator.
Yeah, he's like shrieking.
That's great. Oh man, no.
Slowly just gonna go out of sight. There you go. I'm here, guys. What's up?
But you know what the problem I see, and graphics are nice, but me personally, I'd be fine if the graphics stood where they're at now for the next 5 to 10 years, and they improved upon other aspects of the games. Because the graphics now are serviceable. They're great. Work on the performance issues.
They're really good.
Yeah. Like, work on netcode. Why are there games in this day and age where the matchmaking's terrible? It can't match you up with people with similar skill, or can't find a match period, or you're getting dropped from a session. All kind of silliness. Why are we still dealing with sharding and instancing in games when we have so much power? Why is AI still stupid? Why are worlds in these open world games, why do they feel so dead? Like the NPCs are on a 5-second loop doing the same thing, walking back and forth and hammering on the table, walking back and forth.
Makes the code easier though.
It does, but with all this power we have, you're telling me we can't put that to use instead of adding nipple physics? Freaking put that processing power somewhere else where it actually enhances the experience.
Well,
Yeah.
why can't we have nipple physics and all that other stuff? Well, you can't
There's
take
never
out.
gonna.
See, Cam in the chat
There's
agree.
never gonna be a time where graphics cards are gonna get so good that they're going to say that, well, you should get a different game because the graphics aren't. They don't need to turn the graphics up like that much. I mean, there's never a time where you can get the what is there right now? There's for AMD, there's the R9 280, and then or the 290, and then actually there's a 300 series now, and then for GTX there's the 980 Ti. You know, they're always going to have better graphics cards. We don't need the games to have the best graphics because then most people can't even play those new games because their graphics card's too bad. Let alone the huge, you know what I mean? Like they're going to keep raising the bar and saying you have to have this graphics card for it when they could have just left it at the 980 Ti. Now you have to have a 1020 graphics card.
Yeah, and it's not an actual barrier. It's a forced barrier. There's nothing that's keeping the developers from being able to accommodate more platforms. It's just, you know, the software developers are getting kickbacks from the hardware developers. Hey, use our framework. You know, we'll give you this residual, blah blah blah. Or, they have kind of deals like that, and they jerk each other off. It's bullshit. Before,
Well, I mean,
it wasn't like that before.
A lot of it is also like you said, that the hardware, the graphics card manufacturers, they'll go to a dev and then be like, yo, do this and that and the third, show off the power of our new card, you know, and then they make the deal. So you know, they're washing each other's hand in that respect, but that's messing up the timeline for the consoles. And so what's happening now is that there's a lot of graphics happening on the PC side. They're jumping ahead faster than, I guess, Moore's law dictated before. What was it, 18 months, double the power or something like that. And so, you know, last generation on the consoles was 10 years. That's not going to happen this time. If Sony waits 10 years to put out the PS5, they're going to be in trouble because Nintendo's coming out probably next year with the NX, which is going to be comparable to what we have now. And I say Microsoft's going to jump realistically probably 2019. Probably. 2018 seems a little too early.
I figure with Microsoft, they're going to try to jump on something, keep the PC Microsoft thing going, and then actually try to probably upgrade to a console that can easily it's more easy to connect to PCs.
Right.
In 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. I think
like maybe less than that, like 5 years. I think they're going to jump up and say we need to do a new console because we're pushing this PC thing. We need to do something that's going to easily connect to the PC user.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're definitely going to slowly merge the two platforms that they're kind of my dream, not dream, but my vision would be like one disc or one app or one game would work on PC or whatever Xbox is in the future. So you don't have to buy a separate box to play this version. It doesn't make sense because Windows 10 is Microsoft. Xbox One is Windows 10 is Microsoft. Why are there two different SKUs for games for the same game? It doesn't make sense. So,
yeah, or at least, you know, make cross-platform across all the consoles, you know, and let people choose which experience they prefer, like the controller they like, the UI. You know, there's still those things that differentiate them. Why separate the community? Why, you know, because strong-arming it so someone say, oh, well, if you want to play with your friends, you got to buy that console and buy another copy of the game. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not doing that. I have PC and Xbox One. That's more than I can handle. If I add a Wii U or a PS4 to that, my brain would implode. It's crazy.
Well, the problem, I mean, that's a dream that I don't think it's going to happen because Sony and Nintendo are they are separated by the fact that they don't have a PC platform to join with. You know, Microsoft was smart to do the Windows 10 integration with the console, you know, so that they're talking to each other. It's the same kernel, I guess. So they have that option. They can do that, but Sony can't really do. I mean, they could. They could maybe go with Linux on a PC or something, but it's still kind of not the same. It's not Sony's UI. It's not Sony's
and yet
OS.
Rocket League is cross-platform, which boggles my mind. Like PC, you would think it's a no-brainer for PCs and Xbox One to talk with each other, but you have to be on Windows 10. I think they could have played it out a whole different way. You know what I mean? I don't understand why they could have done it on the back end.
That was the easiest way to do it, though. Is to say, okay, the new version of Windows is out. Did they need to refine Windows for PC better? Like with integrating other things? Like I know I've never had a problem with Windows 10, and I'm still going strong. But like people like Morg, I know Black Dragon, Dragon, he was having issues with it. He reverted back to 8.1. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people that actually reverted back, but it's the easiest way to do anything is just make that new update. All right, guys, everybody gets it for free, and then we're going to be able to do this.
And then they have to pay for it, though. That's the trick. They get it for free for now.
I don't have to pay for it.
Well,
where are they going to take the money out of?
I mean, technically, yeah. Well, that's for
technically the terms of service stated that all I had to do is have Windows 8.1 to be involved in it.
Yeah.
To have it. You can't just take it back. I mean, they're going to lose so many. If they make people pay for it, and how much that thing costs? Windows 10 costs $300 and some odd, dude.
Yeah, but you'd have to get like an upgrade license. Is different for you. If you buy it brand new, $300 would be for someone with brand new computer, nothing out there.
But you know what I mean? Like, that's expensive. I mean, even if they had an upgrade price, I'm not going to pay the upgrade. If they want me to upgrade, then I'll just stop playing Gigantic. I'll stop playing any other shit that causes Windows 10. I guess I won't be playing with Xbox players anymore. I'm not going to buy that shit when it should be free, especially as shitty as it is.
Yeah,
I've never had a big issue to where I've had to wipe my computer or do anything like that with Windows 10.
Yeah, I think they're taking a cue from like Apple. They just give you updates and stuff, even though they might not be the best. But
I've been looking at every single update lately that has been coming. And there's a few there. Fixing little things, hot fixes and stuff like that to make the experience better. I've been looking at every single, even the optional ones, and the optional ones are good to have, especially if you like. There's optional updates for your video cards. One for GeForce, or I don't remember what, or NVIDIA, and then one for AMD, and then one for, they have updates for all of them, which is really, really awesome. And everything's working great, so I don't know.
Eventually I'll install it on a separate partition, but I refuse to be forced. Just the principle of it. I'm stubborn.
Dude, let me tell you. I have 4 computers in this room. And I bought a new computer last year, whatever, and specifically to put Windows 10 on it because I was like, I have like my program set on got my music on this computer, and I got my art on this computer, and then the other computer's is garbage. So I'm like, I'm not messing with that because it works. I'm not going to fix it because it's not broke. So I was like, let me get another one. I'm not even using that computer for anything. And I put it on there, and every time I turn it on, and I'm like, it just feels, I know it's dumb, but it feels good. I turn it on and I log in, and I'm like, it's just, I don't know, it's the fonts, it's the square boxes with the colors. I don't know what it is, but I guess using Windows 7, then, Windows XP to 7 for so long, you kind of get used to 7 because I'm right here, I'm on 7. And then going from 8.1. 8.1 was actually pretty good, but for whatever reason, people didn't like it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the whole tile screen and stuff. It was pretty good. But I think the people just don't like change. And so, you know, there's like, this is too weird and crazy. I don't understand. And it's really was made for touchscreens more so than just, you know, mouse and keyboard, but it's still work. It's functionality still there, but I like it. It feels good. Windows 10 is dope. It's just a matter of the legacy programs. Some of the old stuff that I have might not work as well and stuff like that. So it's a matter of getting drivers or just newer versions of old stuff that I use, or just getting new stuff. But yeah, man, it's just Obi. It's good. It's good. Good. Put it on there and do it.
I'll put in a partition. I got too many. I have my stuff set the way I want it. I don't want to have to mess with. I just finished rebuilding my computer from scratch and migrating all my data. I don't want to do that again. It's a pain in the ass. But I get it. But I'll put in a partition where it's safe, and then I'll just use it for the stuff where you need to, like the Xbox.
Somebody's in the waiting room for you, sir.
I know. I put him in there. We're gonna bring him in a little bit. But to me the problem with video games right now, the way that things have become, is that the gamers have become apologetic. Now we're, even the journalists, we look at a game and we're like, oh, it's visually striking. Oh, such a great story. But it's like no one even mentions, like, is it fun? Like, it drives me crazy. I read this thing and it's like talking about existentialism and Taoism and freaking the texture of peanut butter and jelly on certain breads, whether it's the 7-grain or multi-grain. I'm like, what the hell does this have to do with the fun experience? Like, is the game good? Is it fun to play? Well, is it worth coming back to again and again? That's what I want to know. And it drives me batty. Like, if it's like they're talking about movies. Like, oh, it had great explosions and lens flare, particle effects and practical effects and CGI. Like, terrific. Was it fun? That's, I think, the biggest problem. And again, I keep going back to, BFT mentioned in the chat, the netcode thing. Like, there's still really bad netcode out there, and there's people that got that down pat, and they're a lot of companies retooling their netcode on games. I mean, Jesus, that's crazy. Esgee mentioned the Nemesis system, and that kind of ties into like one of the biggest areas I think we can innovate in, which is AI. I know people are scared of Skynet, but like, you play these games and so many of the NPC interactions are limited, and if you have a AI controlled partner, it's all, everything's just binary decisions. Like, do I fart or do I not fart? Do I live or do I die?
Yeah, I think that Nemesis system aside, imagine having an AI like all these AIs that we see in the movies or whatever, but it's a game, like kind of like what Seaman back on the Dreamcast was, yeah, or tried to be. I know, I said Seaman. Seaman. But what that game tried to be, but actually, more deep, more intelligent, more of a AI that we want to be, like the future AI that we dream of. Imagine that being part of. Imagine just that. First off, now how can programmers and game creators implement that into any game? Like, if you have an RPG, it would be awesome. If in sports games, you use AI players, would be awesome. They would be used for certain different things, but.
Go ahead.
No, that was
even down to the first-person shooters like Counter-Strike, or when you're playing against AI. Mm-hmm. If we could have an AI that actually is not like super like globally elite or anything, but like learns from you, kind of like if you go to a certain spot and you just camp there every single time, the AI is going to start checking that corner.
Right.
You know what I mean? They kind of know where you're playing at, so then it forces you to have to change up, get better, or die.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And what I like about the Nemesis system is that it basically spawns in enemies randomly, but based upon your gameplay habits, right? So like, it adapts to you and forces you to adapt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Nemesis system, I think, is the first step in a larger kind of AI genre. I don't know. I don't know if they would even consider it a separate genre if they go deep into it, where it's a NPC that's thinking and reacting and having a conversation, like you're talking to your console and it's talking back to you. You're not like, selecting out of 3 choices. You're just speaking naturally, and things are happening. I mean, this is crazy future talk, but still, that's something that will happen eventually. It's just a matter of when and how it's used, implemented in games. So yeah, the future.
Yeah. There's a lot of places to improve. And I just feel like the graphics is just an easy opportunity. So it's like, oh, let's just dress up the same. This is still a turd, but it's a prettier turd. It's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the problems I have, is that that's the barometer and the gauge of how good your product is or how good your system is how many Ps. And like you said, the whole 1080p war and stuff like that. And that's fine to a certain extent, but there's going to be a point where we're going to have to move in a different direction than just graphics and graphics. And the thing is that people don't realize that the Xbox One has a better CPU than a PS4, but the PS4 has a better GPU than the Xbox One. So I don't know if that's why the Xbox One is doing more cloud stuff or is able to. I doubt it, but I'm just, it's just kind of funny, and nobody really talks about that. It's just about the graphics.
Oh yeah.
But whatever.
We don't talk about that, dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The last thing that I think would be great is, like, again, when we talk about immersion, I think so many of these open world games and the MMOs, they feel mostly dead. It's like so much empty space, because obviously for performance reasons, but if they shifted some of that processing power to having the world come alive, that'd be great. I want to feel like that you don't need virtual reality for that. You just need a world that makes you appreciate every little aspect. You notice a frog hopping along and he eats a fly, and then you walk up to it and then it talks to you. Random little things you pick up on, rather than going through all this barren.
So Yogi wants a game that you need actual real life graphics in. Okay.
No, that's not what I'm talking.
That's $3,000 game right there, sir.
Stop it. But anyway,
one low fee for $3,000.
Let's pull Cam's in here. Let's pull Cam in.
No, he's
we'll
not.
get out to our
He's
next.
gone.
No, I brought him in. Here you go. And we'll get out
you
to our
kicked
next.
his ass out.
No, I think he's getting disconnected. You there, Cam?
Yeah, I'm here, man. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
We're doing a podcast. How about you?
I'm here. Sorry, I missed last week. A lot of going on, man.
Rub.
I know we're getting close to that time, but we got enough time to do a little bit of our feature discussion. Probably pick it up next week. But we got some iTunes reviews in the UK.
Oh, snap.
I had to, in order to find them, the easiest way to do it is I had to reinstall iTunes, switch my region. I had to check each individual market by itself, like just one by one. That's stupid. Apple, supposedly, the ones that make the most user-friendly stuff. Sure.
Sucks to be you, bro.
That's not intuitive. But anyway, Andy Urquhart wrote, "Great show, guys. Playful banter with real in-depth knowledge of games and everything else under the sun. The best way to be educated on games is while laughing. Tune in every week. Keep up the great work, guys." Like, damn, we're educating people. I didn't even know we were doing that. Robbie Wheat, a.k.a. Nobodies, he says, "Love the show. A great, friendly podcast that will have you in stitches." Nice.
What? Okay, what's the next one?
We also, as according to iTunes, the most popular episodes we've had this week. Episode 105, The Old, the New, The Bold, the Pooh.
That's a good one.
102, you like that one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Episode 102, Spanksgiving Special. Episode 43, Walker StalkerCon Countdown with Sean Freeman and Jason Brandt, the author.
I need to check out the Sunday Dose for that, too. What my numbers are.
I'll check your numbers soon, bro. Episode 40, Destiny, Gamergate, and anti-social media. Oh, that was also the one we talked about Microsoft Mojang acquisition. So those are the biggest ones.
Yeah.
We also
That was
had
a pretty good discussion.
Yeah, they got a little crazy. But the all games top 5, we had a few cool shows you may know of. Time Wimey Tea Time episode 44 was at number 3. That's the one where we talked about Jessica Jones versus One Punch Man. There's similarities, believe it or not.
Of course, you're talking about a chick.
And then Hell's Kitchen Cats was number 1. The New 42, talking about Halo, and R9Cast was the topic of why everyone is wrong about the Nintendo NX. And number 5, Dead Pixel Live Power Rankings for January 21st.
I'm pretty happy I was on one of those shows.
Yeah, there you go. See that? When people interact, we do better. People don't want to listen to Obi and me all day long, all night long.
All night long.
All night. I love that song.
Lionel Richie.
Now it's going to be stuck in my head. Thanks, Obi. And I want to have that view.
I'm going to go on Spotify tonight and finish my beer and listen to some old Lionel Richie.
Oh, man. That's a good song, man. So our feature discussion for tonight, and again, we probably won't get through all of this, but we're going to talk about some of the games that made an impact, at least to us here in the chat. You know, and this is inspired by, you know, R9Cast, you know, Esgee was talking about there. And also Gaming History 101, they do like a yearly, or every so often really, they do greatest games of all time. Everybody shares their favorite games of all time. And to me, like, these games, personally, are games that have impact, that innovate, that push the industry forward. You know, and that's the kind of things that excite me. Games that Game History 101 highlighted this last episode were Half-Life 2, Last of Us, Mass Effect, stuff like that. You know, pretty safe choices. I'm gonna start off with something very recent before I go old school on you guys. I talked about this. I talked about this earlier with Esgee. I'm gonna say games that I feel is gonna have a good impact if they deliver on it, and it's had an impact on me so far. It's Tom Clancy's The Division. Oh, he's already shaking his head. He didn't know what I was going to say. Let me tell you why.
Hey, a lot of those games are underrated, man. Those Tom Clancy games are really underrated.
They are.
Don't get me wrong. I love Tom Clancy. I've been playing Tom Clancy since PS1.
Damn.
I've been playing since near the beginning. I know it wasn't the beginning. I know he was out before that, but near the beginning. I love my Tom Clancy games. It's just there's so many I want to get. I don't go play Ghost Recon anymore because nobody else plays it. I'm one of those players and those gamers that I'd like to play with other people.
Yeah.
Even when I'm on the farm server, I mean, I can get on there and play by myself. So I enjoy it when there's no, seriously. I enjoy it when there's somebody else that actually wants to play the game with me. You know, I know the Divisions, the Siege, you know, all these other games that are coming out. People are playing them. It just so happens to be that's the time where I've allotted myself 3 games this year that I'm definitely going to get, and then maybe more. And those 3 games aren't. Tom Clancy's Division isn't one of them. So. Yeah.
I'm in the same boat, OB. I try to stick to 3 to 5 major releases a year. That's about all I have time to really dedicate to, and so I want a game that I'm gonna play the crap out of, and hopefully other people will play too. And the reason the Division excites me, all right. So the silly part is, you know, they really did a good job of recreating New York City. I spent most of my life in New York City, and I'm walking through the streets. I'm like, this looks pretty close to what it was, you know. So they got it on point. And people saying that the game looks terrible or terrible on the Xbox One, I know what it's seeing. I think it looks beautiful. And not so much the resolution. I give 2 shits about that. It's the amount of detail and how you're just walking slowly, and you really shouldn't be just admiring the scenery at times, but you can't help yourself. Like, you're looking at a poster, you're looking at snow falling, you see the ripples in the puddle of water, and it's just it's breathtaking. Like, it's the kind of world.
Gun to your head and boom.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, sure. You know, the thing is, when we talk about immersion, this is a world that I wanna get lost in, and The only problem I have is Ubisoft is underselling the game by not making that much of the game available in the beta. They did the same thing with the alpha because there's so much.
I will play it if I can get in the beta.
Yeah,
but it's just like Black Ops 3 when I played that with you. Like that's probably as far as I'm going is the beta.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it until it goes on sale. Like Siege, I'm definitely gonna get it. Star Wars Battlefront, I'm definitely gonna get it. I just don't want to spend $60 a pop for it.
See, I got Siege on Xbox and PC, so we can play together.
I really buy my games brand new anyways. I always wait until they get all the bugs and issues worked out and versions come out.
And the problem with doing that, and I found it because that's how I play video games. That's how I buy them. But the problem with doing that I've seen over the last few years is by the time it goes down, and it's like, okay, hey, it's $25. I'm willing to spend that.
Feel like you're late to the party.
People aren't playing it anymore. They're like,
yeah,
you're only level 1. I'm like a level 160,000. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like going really? It's like going to a late party, you know, and instead of getting fucked up with everybody, you know, you're there. You're get
sober
there late.
As shit, and everybody else is drunk as hell.
Yeah, exactly. And
good
it's like,
news. I have good news for you guys. I got good news for you guys. They already thought about that. They anticipated that. The way it works is that they have brackets for the PvP. So you're playing with people literally of your gear level, your skill level. And for the PvE, everybody could join together. Okay, Obi, stop it. Listen, but this is what's exciting, because what's exciting to me is that I had, you know, I really, like you said, I really enjoyed Destiny at first, and then I realized how shallow it was. I think this could be the game that Destiny should have been. You know, as far as like that shooter with the loot fest, you know, that real PvE experience, you know. Oh, Obi, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Obi. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited about the things that this game, if they deliver on it, I think it'll push the industry in a good direction. Because people that weren't even big on Tom Clancy are watching this game. And they're like, what's this about? It's intriguing, and it's getting conversations going, and it's a world that you'll really enjoy. Like, dude, the amazing thing is, I'm playing the game, right? And I look at the map, and I can see Major Nelson is right down the street. I walk up to Major Nelson, I see his character walking around. I can see all my friends walking around the world, and they're on the map.
That's tight.
Yeah, I could jump into anyone's group, or they could jump to my group, unless they set the privacy up. And it's just, that's amazing. It's just...
That's pretty innovative. That's pretty innovative.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the world feels so alive, and I'm like, why aren't more people doing it? It's just a simple thing.
Yeah, that's what Destiny's lacking.
Yeah, because, you know, and again, Destiny is a great game. Like people say, like, the guns handle really well, and they do. They got the guns down pat on there. But when you look at it, it's like, there's not much there. And there's potential for this game to have a lot of depth. So we'll see. I mean, sadly, there's a wall there they put on the beta. They only let you go so far with the main story. What features are cut off too.
What Clancy game is this again?
So this is the Division.
Oh, Division. Okay.
It's basically an MMO open world shooter, I guess you could say. It's got like RPG mechanics in there, if you want to say. It's a dystopian future, post-apocalyptic future type of thing.
Like Fallout type stuff?
Yeah, it's like if Fallout and Rainbow Six had a baby, maybe. Or Ghost Recon. Yeah, that's what I would say, yeah. Definitely had
First-person shooter elements with role-playing elements. Nice.
Well, this is actually third person, so it's like that over-the-shoulder kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which actually, I don't mind. I kind of like it, actually. You get to see a character, like, if you outfit them with different stuff, you get to see what they're wearing. I like that. I mean, it works here because it's a cover-based system. It's got a little bit of a Gears of War flavor in there, too. You know,
I think one game, like a first-person shooter in that kind of sense, is one of my favorite franchises is Red Faction.
That's another underrated one.
It is, yeah. Even the first one that came on the PS2, it actually established the first real-time, like, damage to structural buildings and stuff like that. with gunfire. Like it had like real, bullet effects, like in the walls, bullet holes, and destruction of environments and stuff like that. And pretty cool for a PS2 game.
Yeah, that game was ahead of its time. I'll give it that, man. It's kind of an underdog series too. But yeah, I have high hopes for the Division, and again, these are all games that we're kind of talking about that we feel like people could borrow from their playbook, and we would like to see more stuff like it, or reiterations, or something built upon these concepts.
Did they have any tie-ins with like their Tom Clancy's books or anything like that? These games?
I don't know if the Division does, because I know Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six does. I'm not sure about the Division. I'm sure it has to be. That has to be tied into the books. It has to be. But I haven't kept up with Tom Clancy like that on the book side. But it sounds like something straight out of a book or a movie. Like, a virus breaks out, parts of New York City are quarantined, madness ensues, Obi, everybody's saying how it's funny how you're so short today. He gets shorter and shorter as time passes on.
I'm just kind of settling into my chair, dude. I'm just kind of chilling.
You're at eye level, man.
So Obi, this next pick. Actually, I want to ask. This next pick for Obi too, but I want to ask SG and Cam. You guys into dungeon crawlers?
Well, the Shin Megami Tensei series, those are kind of dungeon crawlers, I guess. Actually, the Persona games are dungeon crawlers. I'm into those ones. So.
All right. So this is a somewhat recent. It's a game that came back to light once it came to console. It's Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing.
Oh yeah, that game was pretty cool.
We gotta play this. Whoever has an Xbox One, or I have it on PC too. We can play it either way. This game, revisiting this game on Xbox One, I played this and I love Diablo 3. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they went backwards with Diablo 3. Like, one of the things that was great about Diablo 3, Diablo 2 was probably the peak. You had full customization. Everybody played their characters different. You had different classes, but everybody played it a little different. Changes. They built out the skill tree differently, and then the loot was unique. And one thing Diablo does really well is the loot system, right?
But that game was played for like 10 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, people still playing Diablo 2.
Yeah, that game's still tight, dude.
People still playing Diablo 2 expansion. But Diablo 3 is like they put it on rails and got rid of like the freedom to make your character yours. Like it's just you level up and then they automatically develop your skills. And they think, But Van Helsing, like you could customize your companion. You have a bunch of skill trees. You got perks. You got auras that just benefit you, your companions, and all your friends that are in your party. You got enchanting. You can enchant your weapon. Every item you get can pretty much be enchanted with extra bonuses. They got epic boss battles. They have this thing called ink walks where you find like these weird anomalies that have like magical moving ink that glows, and if you touch it, you get sent to another world, and it leads to like these crazy encounters, like boss battles, like kind of like the cow level in Diablo 2. There's so many great things in here, and then when I look at games like Van Helsing and Torchlight 2, like they have simple little things like being able to send your companion or your pet back to town to do your shopping for you, so you can stay in the action, and it gets rid of some of the mundane stuff like traveling back to town, waiting for the load times, and then unloading stuff or buying potions. It gets rid of some of the mundane stuff, so you're just enjoying yourself and getting lost in the experience. This is the kind of stuff that excites me, and you know what? Another good thing is how many like 2-player or 4-player co-op experiences do you see that period, but especially that offer this level of customization and depth. That's what's refreshing about it. I mean, am I crazy here? Someone chime in.
No, I feel you, man. Yeah, I mean, the Diablo 2. I have like 3 or 4 other older cousins, generation above me. They still play that game, man. I don't know why, and when I got Diablo 3, I was like, I'm gonna play it, and I still have it, and I got the whole set Diablo 1, 2, and 3. But I never got around to playing it, man. Just on the time.
Well, you know, Van Helsing, I think it still might be free on Xbox One. I have to double check. If it is, snatch it up. I mean, if you get Xbox Live, just get these games. Like, even if you can't get onto your console, go on xboxlive.com, log into your account, download your 360 free games, your Xbox One free games. Even if you haven't free Xbox One yet, you can still add them to your account. And when you do get an Xbox One, you have all these games waiting for you. Just add them to your library. Get those licenses. Yeah, there's so many good games. But Van Helsing is one of those things that, yeah, it's a dope game. And people are sleeping on it.
So the Van Helsing, does that play off the old Hollywood Monsters theme?
Yeah, the Universal Monsters. Yep.
Yeah, my bad. Universal Monsters. You know, Dracula, Frankenstein, swamp creature, whatever. Mummy, Invisible Man.
Yeah, it's a fun universe, dude. And like the dialogue in that game, like the dialogue. A lot of games, when they have dialogue, I just skip through them, especially in MMOs. But I'm actually stopping to, like, I'm playing with people online, and they're getting annoyed because I'm actually stopping to listen to and read the dialogue because I'm actually enjoying it. Like, your companion will say things contextually. She'll respond to different contextual things and change the behavior. Like, there's like a sense of freedom. Like, if you hit things up in a certain order, like there was a quest where you find a ghost. And it's a wandering spirit. And if you had encountered his dead body beforehand, how you act when you encounter the ghost is different from what otherwise. Like, it's little nuances like that. And it's like, wow, this is like they've really thought about all these different paths people could take. It's crazy. Like, there's so much polish in this game that and yet no one's really talking about it. I know Fred Rojas actually reviewed it over on Gaming History 101, I believe. The B Team. The B Team reviewed it for the B Team. So make sure you check it out. But Van Helsing, I think, is like I want to see more stuff like this, where it's like that full customization, where you make that experience yours. And it could be overwhelming for some, but if you like that,
is that a PC game or a console game?
PC and Xbox One. I don't know if it's on PlayStation 4. Probably is.
Yeah, I downloaded it and I played like 10 minutes, and I was like, I think I was tired, so I stopped playing. I got to go back to it and dig into it. But
dude, Esgee this weekend. Let's play together. Me and you.
Let's play.
We can stream. You can stream on your channel. I'll stream. It'll be a party, bro.
Be so many streams.
Yeah,
all over the place.
We'll break the internet, man.
Yeah. That'll work.
That game is more fun with friends. Trust me. Because when you're by yourself,
like Gems of War.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, more so than that, because with Van Helsing, if you're by yourself, usually you have to kite the enemies, and so that you like attack them, like run, attack. But if you have a friend to help you out, you could pull the aggro, and someone could make the enemies chase them while someone else throws out the DPS and do it off like that. Otherwise, it gets a little silly. You're running around like 90% of the time.
Yeah, that's what I did with the ghost lady girl. I was like, she's a spirit, and I had her go and like do a melee, and I was sitting back range, and I was just like, yeah, you go. So she was pulling aggro while I was blasting fools.
Yep. So I gotta do it. I'm gonna go to some Sega joints here.
Sega.
You ready?
Sega.
Well, we got like 10 minutes or so.
15.
Hey, spit some Sega down, dude. What's up?
Yeah, because I was gonna mention Mass Effect, but I think Mass Effect, everybody knows that whether you love the original or not, the thing is, it was a game changer. I know some people rag on original Mass Effect because it's not really an action game. It's you roll the dice and maybe you hit people. Yeah, it's more RPG than it is action, but
I might be an ignorant one here, but wasn't the first Mass Effect game on the N64?
No, imagine
laugh it up. I mean,
imagine that'd be crazy. I mean, even when Mass Effect released, it felt like it was well ahead of its time. Like the fact that even New York Times wrote an article on it tells you something, you know. But the series had a huge impact on the industry, and it's not just because it's sci-fi. There's just something about that game that just sucks you into that world and makes you attached to those characters. So when you go into Mass Effect 2 and they talk about a suicide mission, I'm like, oh hell no, no one's dying on my crew. Fuck you, no. So
yeah, the second one was definitely a super improvement.
Yeah. You know, but it's a different experience. I love the original Mass Effect, but Mass Effect 2 is definitely it's probably the best of the series. Though I did like the multiplayer in 3.
The fan base on it though, I worked with this girl for like almost a year, and every day she would just talk about how she playing that game every day, just talking about it, and like most people wouldn't even like, okay, we're not playing Mass Effect, but we listened to her. She was so enthusiastic about it. I was like, damn, I have to get this game. I've been wanting to get it and try it out, but fine.
Yeah, it's an experience that I don't know. I can't think of anything I can compare it to. Like not right now. Like I probably have to give it some thought before I can give it a just comparison. But it's something special. You gotta experience at least one of the games to really know why people get so excited about it. So I got a few Sega releases that I want to mention that I feel had a huge impact on the industry, or at least me. And I think, or I would like to see something more like these games. So we got Guardian Heroes, Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Yeah.
Oh, Panzer Dragoons, yeah.
And Dragon Force. You guys know?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you say Panda and Crab Ragoons?
Ooh,
What?
Crab Ragoon sound good, bro. You got some? You ordering
What about Dragon Quest?
Yeah, Sega.
They got a new one coming out.
Yeah, that's not Sega. That's Nintendo.
Yeah, boom.
Dragon Quest started off as Dragon Warrior, BT Dubs. A lot of people forget about Dragon Warrior. Dragon Warrior got swept under the rug because Final Fantasy was the one that got all the attention. But Dragon Quest that series has been around for a while. But yo, but
good games though.
Let's talk though. Let's talk about these 3 games. Which one of these excites you the most, guys? Guardian Heroes, Panzer Dragoon Saga, Dragon Force. No.
The second one you said, Dragoon Saga.
Okay, all right. How about you, SG?
Oh man, I think I had more fun playing Dragon Force because I just I kind of like the animation and how you get in the battlefield and you're just going back and forth and stuff. But Panzer Dragoon Saga was such a different type of game. It was like, what is it's 3D? It's a role playing game. You're flying around. You're a dragon. I don't understand what's going on. It was crazy. It was so just otherworldly, and I don't think I played anything like that since, and I'd never played anything like it before.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I'm sorry, I'm trying to cut you off, but
go ahead.
You're making me think. You're making me think, bro. Because you said that's exactly what I wanted to say. Like I haven't seen anything like it before or after, and I always hear people mentioning games like The Last of Us and Life is Strange and say, man, that story, all those characters. And I play the games and I see people play them and I'm like, I don't feel attached. But with Panzer Dragoon Saga, something about that game just sucked me in. I mean, I love the series as a whole. The Panzer Dragoon games are fun. But Saga, it's just, that game sucked me in. And it was unique, but not just unique for the sake of being unique, but it was fun. And, I mean, I swear I turned to a bitch playing this game because I'm, like, crying and shit. Like, I'm like, damn. And
the original one came out on Sega Saturn, Sega Saturn, didn't it?
Yeah, these are actually Dragon Force, Guardian Heroes, and Panzer Dragoon Saga, all Sega Saturn jump offs. And the funny thing about Panzer Dragoon Saga, not only was it a limited release in the States, I think only 1,200 copies or something ridiculous like that were released.
Own one and you'll have a lot of money invested in the game.
I used to own it. I'm not gonna tell you what happened there. But
Yeah.
I seen one over here.
He almost got divorced.
For sale for like $200, dude.
that $200 is low end, bro. That's the low end.
Yeah, that was an unopened copy, but a sealed copy of that game, bro. That's a.
Well, here's the thing. What's even worse, sadder about this, that gives me even more feels like I'm getting a little choked up to think about it. They lost.
More sadder?
They lost more Saturn, yeah. More Saturn. I'm getting more Saturn. How about that? I'm getting more Saturn about it.
the first PlayStation console.
No. Listen. They lost the source code for this game, so they can't even remaster it if they wanted to.
What?
That's the word on the street. I don't know how true that is. Because this is a situation where I would want to see a remastered game. It's like, take my money.
Well, here's the thing.
Obi, you got to investigate that, man. You got to investigate it.
But you know what? I would rather have a remake because the Saturn games weren't, the 3D especially, weren't the best at 3D. So I'm pretty sure there was some jank in that game. I just don't remember because it's so long ago when I played it. But as long as they have the story beats and all the concepts and the concept art and stuff, they can remake that game. Just remake it. Start from scratch.
Yeah,
Come on, Sega.
I agree. They can remake it from scratch. Like even if the story isn't exactly like pound for pound the same.
What's your remake on definition of remake?
Well, you know how it's like
keep the gameplay and still keep the gameplay.
Oh yeah.
A reimagining, if you will.
No, well, I didn't mean that. I mean just like keep it Panzer Dragoon Saga, but you got to start from scratch. I mean, assuming that the code is lost, you got to start from scratch anyway. But you're gonna redo all the assets, make it prettier and stuff like that. So, better engine, actual 3D engine.
Yeah.
And just keep it all the same. It's just a matter of because
keeping it real, man. Keeping it real.
Yeah, because the game mechanics were the same throughout all the Panzer Dragoon. Like even Saga had the same game mechanics. It was just kind of a Metroid type world. I don't want to call it open world, but it was you go to this place and then you go. I don't remember that game that much.
It was as open world as you could get back in that era.
Yeah,
there was a lot of freedom in there, and you would get lost.
Yeah, it
did not hold your hand, and there was epic boss battles. But even though it definitely felt like a Panzer Dragoon game, there was mechanics like that battle system where when you're fighting an enemy, you can fly your dragon to the front, the sides, or the back of the opponent, and every enemy had different weak areas, and also depending where you position yourself, you might be more vulnerable as well. Yeah. And on top of that, your dragon had powers, and the dragon rider had abilities. Like that, the battle system in there was crazy. But then it had an aspect where you got attached to your dragon because you actually were raising it and teaching it tricks and having conversations with it and bonding with it.
How to train your dragon.
Dude, you joke, but it was how to train your dragon before that was a thing. Dude, seriously.
I know, right?
Dude, oh man.
Dude.
You're getting me hyped. I know, I can't stop saying dude.
Dude.
It's how to train your dragon.
Dude,
bro. Dude,
if they made a how to train your dragon saga, that might be all
based off in that game, that would be tight.
Mm-hmm.
That could work.
That would actually be really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like you actually be able to ride your dragon after you actually tame it and train it and all that.
When it's first born, you gotta change his diapers. You gotta breastfeed it.
Motherfucker's on his own then.
But let's be honest, everybody would want Toothless. They'd be like, Toothless, hey, Toothless. And then no one else care about other ones. Like,
right. Unfortunately, guys, we're about out of time.
I know.
I know we are, but we're going to hit this back next week. So, SG, you're welcome back. We'd love to have you back next week. Cam, you too, buddy. Final thoughts, Yogi. I know we kind of do this every show on everywhere, but, final thoughts, man.
I think we should pick this up next week, and hopefully SG can join us again. We got to talk about Dragon Force. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
like
3 minutes for your final thoughts, Yogi. Go.
3 minutes for just for me. Thanks.
Yeah,
No, but Dragon
you
Force.
talked the longest.
Tell us about yourself.
Dragon Force makes me think. Me personally, it makes me think of like Dynasty Warriors, Advanced Tactics, and mixed in with like your favorite anime. It's just off the wall insanity. You conquer lands, and then the people that you conquer join your army. That's another game. Again, nothing like it. Like nothing before or after. Like there's some games close, but not quite. Like Sega Saturn had a lot of freaking games that were just like out there and were fun. Is that the same reason you love SG? I know we're wrapping it up, but
Yes.
is that about right, bro?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, I can
for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
So we might have to revisit this topic next
Yeah,
week.
I might have to stop by next week and we can pick it up again.
Yeah, get lists together, guys. Games that impacted us, and we would.
I got a lot of that.
Games that impact us, and that the industry should take note of. All right, those are my final thoughts.
Hell yeah, come again next week, so then I don't have to do shit again, because I'm probably going to be drunk next week.
All right. No doubt. I'll come.
I get drunk like once a month, maybe not even that. I mean, a couple times a year, but I just feel like it. Obi's going to be drunk next week.
Oh, well,
It'd be really funny.
What's the occasion? Super Bowl? What's up?
Yeah.
I just feel like drinking.
Gamers, not football. My bad.
That's a good reason.
True.
Yeah. I will give everybody a little final thoughts. 2 minutes, SG. Final thoughts on tonight so far. This topic so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, Sega. I'm a Sega fanboy, basically, from back in the day. So
I'll get along.
I have a very big old soft spot for the blue letters with the white outline. Sega. I mean, before that, before Sonic, I was a Sega fanboy. Yeah. Sega made me fall in love with video games.
Yeah.
That's how much of a fanboy I am, because I played Pac-Man, I played Astro, I played all those old games in the arcade, and I was like, yay, it's a game. And then I saw Space Harrier, and I was like, what is this? My life has changed, and a whole Earth opened up, and I saw colors and stuff happened, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what love is. And I was like, I forgot how old I was.
That must have been a good shot you took.
Man, it was great. I was at like a hotel. We were like traveling down. This is when I lived in New York. We're traveling down to Florida to go to Disney World or whatever. And we stopped at a hotel. They had a little arcade. That's when they had arcades in hotels. And Space Harrier was there, and I played games. I was in love.
God.
So yeah,
Terminator 2.
Oh wow, yeah.
Cam, what about you, sir? Give us where they can. Oh yeah, hey SG, where can everybody find you at?
Oh yeah, R9Cast, reservoir9.com/R9Cast. That's the website where the podcast be at. Allgames.com. It's there too. Lord SG is my Instagram. R9Cast on Facebook. Electron Bandit on YouTube. And also one more quick thing. I'm working on a new game soundtrack. And I will talk more about it next week, so I have to come back next week. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Cam, where can everybody find you at, and your final thoughts for tonight?
Me, Cameron, just Cameron_Tyrone, man. YouTube, Facebook.
Sounds good. Oh, my bad. Yep. Guys, if you had your own thoughts about what we've talked about so far, send it in. We're going to be hitting this up next week, so we would like some more comments here. And let us know what you think, guys. You guys can leave us a voicemail, 646-801-2149, and we'll respond to those next week during the show. And or if you want to, just send us an email and write us. You guys can text that number, too, by the way. So Don't think it's just for voicemails. It's for text messages, too. Get in there again. The number is 646-801-2149, and it's right above our heads. So
I'm going to flood your personal email.
It's not mine. Not mine. And you can do, of course, mail at geekyantics.net if you guys want to send us something, too. Of course, guys, we want to make sure that you guys remember, of course, HorsePLAY Live is over. You can listen to or download awesome podcasts, including allgames.com, Player FM, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. Please take out a few minutes to favorite, thumbs up, and subscribe to help us out. Even better, we love some reviews and comments, which we are getting. Thank you very much. It's quick, it's easy, it really helps us out. You guys have no idea. Huge thanks to all the guys and girls that are promoting our content. Love you guys, love you geeks. It really helps and helps us kind of realize that we just love to do this stuff. You guys like eye candy, you guys can check out the replay on YouTube. That'll be up by tomorrow. And of course, a highlight of tonight here on Geeky Antics Twitch. But here at Geeky Antics Network, in collaboration with AllGames.com or All Games Radio Network, we have tons of shows that we cover with a wide spectrum of topics. We can't possibly plug them all. If you guys want to go check out any of those other shows, you can go to geekyantics.net/schedule. And, of course, you guys can see some of our flagship show over on Twitch profile and our aggregate feed over at geekyantics.net/podcasts. Guys, don't forget the music. It came from technoax.com. Technoax, that's techno with a K. And, of course, some of the gang members, and like you guys heard Normie in the beginning. You guys want to throw some more bumpers, go ahead, right ahead. We got a bunch more shows. So, guys, if you guys are looking to do this, too, if you guys want to do podcasts, you want to stream, you want to write, you want to do anything, we are looking for everything here at geekyantics.net. Just come on and join us, guys. If you got any questions, you guys can join TeamSpeak. So, again, guys, this is HorsePLAY Live. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Of course, special thanks to Esgee, Cam Dizzle, and, of course, the man, Yogi.
Word.
But, guys, this is HorsePLAY Live. We'll see you guys next week. Peace. Now for the music that makes me want to go to sleep. Or kill myself. Thank you.